Where we're going, where we've been, the pitfalls, the perils, and the promise. Perhaps even an answer to that universal question, why?
Or you could just tell them you screwed up and painted yourself into a corner by accidentally using the end theme with no way out.
Shut up, analog.
My name is Analog.
That's what I said. Analog.
Welcome to the illusion of life at its finest.
What are we looking at here, Mr. Manley?
This is no meteor. This is something much more serious.
Tonight, we turn our spotlight on one of the most beloved animated features of all time.
Hey there, Scout.
Kent Mansley, you work for the government.
I have something for you.
Where did you find that?
Up at the power station.
Hogarth was out there the other night.
Really? See anything unusual, Hogarth?
The Iron Giant.
No thing unusual, really. So, I guess you're not gonna hurt me, huh?
Released in 1999, The Iron Giant was a film that defied expectations.
He's like a little kid.
Little, yeah.
Helmed by Brad Bird in his feature directorial debut. The Iron Giant wasn't just another animated movie.
Every hero, Sputnik, is like that giant thing in the woods. We don't know what it can do.
What are you talking about?
You think this middleman is fun, but who built it? The Russians, the Chinese, Martians, Canadians? I don't care!
It was a moving,
We are going to destroy it before it destroys us!
intelligent,
You are what you choose to be.
I'm Superman.
motion picture tour de force
Get out of here! Run!
that resonated with audiences of every age.
My son is out there!
Join ToonOddity TV as we journey into the origins, groundbreaking techniques, and universal themes
Oh, God.
of a true cinematic masterpiece and the legacy it left behind.
Tonight we go behind the scenes with Brad Bird's The Iron Giant.
The following program contains bright flashing lights and or imagery that may cause discomfort and or seizures for those with photosensitive epilepsy. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
It's not a joke. Please leave. The party's over. Get out.
All content used in this video is intended for educational and informational purposes only under the Fair Use Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976.
ToonOddity TV was launched to become the cartoon fans' one-stop destination on YouTube.
Don't touch that dial, kids!
What's a dial? It's how we used to change the channel before remote controls back in the olden days. And scrolling with your finger. See? We're learning something already. That's why that clip is educational. No, really. I'm serious. While this little experiment of mine might seem like an exercise for my own self-indulgent promotion of what I've done or where I've been, I am, in fact, and have been for what seems eons, an educator. That was my best John Delancey as Q, by the way. You're the best. Losers whine about doing their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
So be it. Emulate, don't imitate.
Fuck you, 2014 me. Fuck you right in the ear.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby.
How about you like and subscribe?
To get ourselves a treat.
Well, I'm Travis. Welcome to ToonOddity TV. Bowling scores are way up, mini scores are way down. But I'm telling you, we have the most excellent water slide. What? What's that? What? Right. Wrong fandom. Welcome to ToonOddity TV. Tonight we bring you one of my very favorite animated movies. Who am I? A 30-plus year veteran animation artist, which means if you're alive and watching this, you've probably seen something that I've worked on. What else did I work on? Fuck else did I work on? Point is, if you're alive, you've seen something I've done. Well, this new endeavor is for those who haven't seen half of what exists in the world of animation. Not only a benchmark in the animation industry and the craft of storytelling, but a true Herculean effort to get something on the screen with every put against you by the studio system. Yes, Warner Brothers, I'm talking to you. Strap in, buckle up, grab your popcorn. This is going to be a more reverent take on the usual channel fare. So, we'll be keeping the snark to a minimum as we pay reverence to the masterpiece that is the Iron Giant and everything that got in its way.
Background and history.
The Iron Giant was adapted from the 1968 novel The Iron Man by British poet laureate Ted Hughes. The film came to life under Warner Brothers Animation with first-time motion picture director Brad Bird brought on after making his name synonymous with shows like The Simpsons, The Critic, and King of the Hill. Bird's personal connection to the project stemmed from a tragic loss. His sister had been killed by gun violence, and this film became, in many ways, a personal meditation on the question, what if a gun had a soul and didn't want to be a gun? Warner Brothers, fresh off the heels of disappointing animation ventures including box office fizzles such as The Quest for Camelot, gave Bird surprising creative early freedom. Working, however, with a restrictively modest budget, as is often the case with relatively unknown first-time directors, the Iron Giant team produced a film with enormous emotional weight, distinct visual style, and powerful, inescapable themes. Production-wise, the film stood out for its use of traditional 2D animation paired with groundbreaking computer-generated imagery, or CGI, techniques for the giant himself, an experimental blend at that time that gave the movie a sleek yet warm visual texture. Despite critical acclaim and enthusiastic test screenings, The Iron Giant suffered from poor marketing and was overshadowed by other blockbuster releases of 1999.
Clashes with Warner Brothers.
Starring the voice talents of Jennifer Aniston as Annie Hughes, Harry Connick Jr. as beatnik artist Dean McCoppin, Eli Marienthal as Hogarth Hughes, and what many consider an early breakout performance of a little-known, at the time, Vin Diesel as the titular giant himself. Brad Bird's Iron Giant faced several challenges with Warner Brothers during its production, with notable clashes between Warner Brothers executives and Brad Bird, a renowned animation artist and director himself.
Coincidence? I think not!
Warner Brother executives didn't understand the story's broad appeal beyond the typical target demographic of the American family movie night, and initially, short-sightedly, thus had serious reservations about the film's potential success given the all-important, in their view, market trends and the film's unique niches of science fiction, philosophy, fantasy, and a grounded reality of everyday life in contrast that somehow made itself the core element takeaway for the film throughout its runtime. Seriously, fuck you, studios. Bird's approach to storytelling and animation often clashed with the studio's commercial considerations. As a predictably played-out result, the studio's expectations and marketing strategies often conflicted with Bird's creative vision, leading to significant friction during the film's development and release, and what was perceived at the time by most in the industry as a deliberate lack of support, a sabotaging of some aspects of the film's release and promotion.
Plot overview.
The plot for The Iron Giant could be considered a simple one, were you not really paying attention. A fish out of water finds himself in a strange new world. And to be sure, there are basic elemental tropes recognizable on these surface levels here. But, as we've already touched upon, the story's strength lies beneath the surface and into the philosophical and the examination of the soul, and the choices we make in its stead.
The shut-off switch. You saw me save you. So, where are you from? You came from the sky, right? From up there? Don't you remember anything? Maybe it's that bump on your head. Do you talk? You know, words, blah, 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 like that? Can you do that? Blah, blah, blah? Well, you get the idea anyway. Let's see. See this? This is called a rock. Rock. Good. Yes. No. That is a tree. Rock, tree. Get it? That's right!
Set in the 1950s during the height of Cold War paranoia, The Iron Giant tells the story of Hogarth Hughes, a curious and imaginative 9-year-old boy living in a small town called Rockwell. One night, Hogarth encounters a massive metallic robot that crash-landed from outer space. Rather than acting out of fear, Hogarth's curiosity gets the better of him. Rather than a monster, Hogarth soon discovers a friend, and thus begins a poignant relationship between boy and machine. As Hogarth tries to keep the giant hidden from the townspeople and a nosy government agent named Kent Mansley, the two form a deep bond. But soon suspicions grow, and the military is called in, viewing the Iron Giant as a threat. As tensions rise, the film becomes something more than a story of a boy and his robot. It explores the destructive consequences of fear and violence versus the transformative power of understanding and compassion through nothing short of self-awareness of one's own existence. That life is fleeting, finite, and rare. What happens when we die, and who and what we are in the face of our own mortality.
Visual style and animation.
Visually, The Iron Giant is a masterclass in simplicity and elegance. As we've shown, the film uses a strategic combination of hand-drawn animation for the human characters and environments, while the titular giant is rendered using CGI. This allowed the animators to create a sense of scale and weight for the giant who towers above the treetops and buildings, while still maintaining visual cohesion with the rest of the traditionally animated world.
Acting and interpersonal stuff between the characters rather than broad action pieces.
The film's producer, Alison Abate, had no illusions about the challenges the Iron Giant would bring.
Wow. This was kind of cool because it was a 2D movie with a CG character, where the CG character was one of the main characters. And so it was really about acting. It was using technology, but it was using technology to make a character that you had to love.
That's not bad.
Allison was able to urge us on, but do so in a way that was always supportive. And I think the fact that we pulled this film off with a very short schedule, with a smaller budget, without it feeling, it feels like a big movie, is an amazing achievement, and I tip my hat to her.
First you start with the script. And then, of course, storyboard artists take it and flesh out sequences and kind of add to it and kind of really make it alive.
One of the more comedic scenes where Dean, who's the kind of beatnik guy, had just realized that he has a squirrel in his pants. But some of these drawings here, these are from things that I did when I was acting it out, and I was kind of pulling on my face.
Found your pet.
Where?
It's up my leg, man. Squirrel's in my pants, Hogarth. I'm trying not to wig out here.
Don't wig out.
Well, pretty much, from here, the cleanup artist will get it.
I'm sorry, kid. I'd like to apologize to everyone in advance for this.
And they design scenes based on the scenes that you've created in storyboarding, basically like set design. So you have the backdrop upon which the characters will be drawn and they'll act in front of.
When I finish the painting, then it is composited into the computer, and from there it is digitally enhanced.
Trying to bring CG into animation is tricky. It's hard to do. It's hard to do well. I think we've done a good job of it. Ideally, you don't want the audience to see a big difference between a computer-generated character and your traditional characters.
The giant is moving in 3D, but is not painted in 3D, so he doesn't look a lot differently than the 2D characters of Hogarth and his mom and Dean. He really blends beautifully.
Hey, Mom.
And one of the things that was different on this show than most computer-generated work is a subtlety, is we had the same artists who were designing the color for Hogarth and Kent and Annie and Dean, designing the color for the giant to bring the giant into their world.
It's an amazing process just because, you're working at 24 frames a second. So the average of somebody doing work in a week is 3 seconds.
We got to tell somebody about him.
You worry too much.
There's a section with Hogarth where he's playing in the lake with the giant. And, I'd storyboarded that sequence, and then I got it in animation. So it really became personal for me to make it look great because I'd come up with it. This is like my own little bit of film inside this film.
Come on in! The water's great!
Brad Bird insisted that the giant not move like a typical robot. Instead of clunky mechanical movements, the giant's animation is fluid and expressive. His wide eyes and subtle gestures convey a surprising emotional range, evoking innocence and curiosity rather than menace. The specific, deliberate use of thoughtful animation assigned to each character's performance in The Iron Giant is more than just technique. It's a language through which the film speaks volumes about identity, humanity, and choice.
Oh, hey. Thanks for joining me. I want to take this opportunity to talk about sound. Now, you may be asking yourselves, why on earth is this guy playing the theme to Ghostbusters when we're clearly doing a video about the Iron Giant? Well, you could also ask yourself, why did I use the very last musical cue in the Iron Giant for what is, in all intents and purposes, just about past the halfway point in our video? Sound is often the unsung hero in theater and cinema and television. Some have referred to it as the third character in a 3-act play. It can change the mood to elevate our spirits or crash us into our theater seats at the lowest moment of our hero. I chose this piece of music to give a lighter tone, just like I chose the piece of music in the Iron Giant in this back-end scene to do two things. One, match the beats and the vibe of the scene I was going for, knowing full well it was the last musical cue of the entire movie. Spoiler. It serves a dual purpose in that, much like the end, it leaves the door open in its auditory points, its auditory beats of where the story could still yet go. It was an ending with an open ending. Hence, my use of it in this part of our video. But I wanted to illustrate this. So let me prove my point, how important music actually is to the overall presentation of a motion picture. That might have made you think of time travel. If it did, congratulations, you're a cinephile. If it didn't, this might also make you think of time travel. My point is, motion pictures and television take their cues from music as much as we take our cues from motion pictures and television. They are the stories of our lives. They are our books of the 21st century, our Shakespeare, our Odyssey, our hero's journey. Without it, many times we would be left without cues to tell us how to feel beyond just the actor's performance. Where we're going, where we've been, the pitfalls, the perils, and the promise. Perhaps even an answer to that universal question, why?
Or you could just tell that you screwed up and painted yourself into a corner by accidentally using the end theme with no way out.
Shut up, analog.
My name is Analog.
That's what I said. Analog.
When you think of animation, usually the first thing you think of is a bunch of people drawing and sketching, the whole visual side. But that's just part of the story.
Half the movie experience is sound. Sound has a great deal of impact on how you perceive a film. The music, which was done by Michael Kamen, and I think that Michael created a very unique score, a little darker than what we normally associate with animation, but dark in a way that, to me, the best fairy tales are dark. It's like a Brothers Grimm kind of old world Eastern sound, and yet there's some very contemporary aspects of it too. We are now going to Michael's studio, which is an old theater. Apparently Laurence Olivier first appeared on stage in this theater. Pretty cool. It reminds me of sort of very classic storytelling where somebody's going into the dark forest, and it's a very sophisticated approach to the score.
What I'm suggesting to you is just put a thing underneath.
I thought Michael did an amazing score. The orchestra was the Czech Philharmonic, which is an amazing collection of musicians.
It was a really great process because he lives in Europe, and we had to go, and we really felt strongly about working with him and getting Brad and him together in a room so that their vision could be combined.
It's like some little gesture of something stop.
Cultural impact.
Upon its release, The Iron Giant was met with glowing reviews. Critics praised its mature themes, strong vocal performances, and heartfelt storytelling. However, due to its aforementioned minimal marketing and rushed release dates, the film underperformed at the box office. But over time, The Iron Giant found its audience. Through home video, cable television, and streaming, the film gained a devoted fan base and is now often listed among the greatest animated films ever made, finally making it on screen to YouTube, and an entire new generation discovering it for the very first time.
It's only been an hour and 20 minutes and I've fallen in love with an Iron Giant.
Oh, he's sad. This has really, hurt his soul. He's really contemplating it. Something must have happened on his planet, or wherever the hell he's from.
Don't do this to me, movie. Oh no, don't do this to me, movie.
We're gonna be like, the waterworks are already starting. Is he gonna die? Superman! Oh shit, he died. What the f? Oh, that is the saddest shit I ever saw.
One man caused all of this.
Shouldn't we get to a shelter?
It wouldn't matter.
They are all so chill. What the f? He's so precious.
No following.
I'm gonna cry. Oh my god. Oh my god. I got goosebumps.
Stay.
Oh no, it's gonna fly into.
I love you.
Could he not have just shot it?
You are who you choose to be.
Oh.
You stay.
Oh, is he gonna fly up and take the missile? Oh, no, no!
Yes. No following.
Oh, come on!
At its core, The Iron Giant is a film about choice. The giant, built as a weapon, is faced with the realization that he doesn't have to be what he was made to be. You are who you choose to be, Hogarth tells him, a line that echoes the film's central theme. This is a story about identity, empathy, and self-determination. It examines the fears of the Cold War era, paranoia, violence, the rush to destroy what we don't understand, and offers a counterpoint. That even the most fearsome being can choose love over fear, peace over war. Its message of pacifism, identity, and agency continues to resonate, especially in a world where fear and division are often at the forefront of discourse. Directors like Brad Bird went on to shape modern animation and storytelling, notably with The Incredibles, but The Iron Giant remains his most personal and poetic work. From the largest action set piece to the smallest emotional detail, even the subtle atmosphere of a Rockwellian landscape of vibrant colors and hopeful sunrise palettes shifting to the visual cold of winter, mirroring the film's spiral into the depths of despair as it takes its darker turn. The Iron Giant is a rare kind of film. One that doesn't talk down to its audience, no matter their age. It's sincere, emotionally honest, and unafraid to be quiet and contemplative. It doesn't rely on spectacle, though it exhibits it in spades. The Iron Giant relies simply, effectively, on art.
Closing thoughts.
For me, The Iron Giant isn't just a movie. It's a reminder that even the most powerful among us have the capacity to choose empathy. That you don't need to be loud to be heard, and that real strength lies in restraint, and that the message of choosing who you are, regardless of what you're built for, is as relevant today as it was in 1999. In mismarketing the film as a kids' movie, to get family asses into seats, the studio failed to realize its own self-sabotage in the effort by not recognizing the truth. The Iron Giant is a story for the ages, all ages, that happens to use animation as its literal pen. To sum it all up, The Iron Giant is a towering achievement in animation, not just for its technical brilliance, but for its emotional resonance. It's a story about identity, fear, love, and ultimately, choice. Though it stumbled in its initial release, it scored a legacy. Today, it's held up as a classic, a masterwork of animation, and one of the most emotionally powerful films of its kind. If you haven't seen The Iron Giant, or haven't seen it in years, do yourself a favor. Watch it. Let it speak to you the way only timeless art can. Thank you for joining us today as we explored the world of The Iron Giant. Stay tuned for more journeys through animation, cinema, and the stories that move you. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and remember, you are who you choose to be. This is Travis from ToonOddity TV, signing off.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this kind of content, please feel free to check out anything that's on this little pop-up window, and don't be afraid to reach out. Tell me what you want to see. Thanks again.